Hello, welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. We're a little tired tonight. We've been traveling quite a bit, right?
Yes, we look a little tired, and we are. In the past 24 hours, we've been in Costa Rica, we've been in Houston, we've been in Arizona, and right now we're in Utah.
Yeah,
So,
everywhere else in between.
Yeah.
We're driving back to Colorado to beat a storm here and try to get out there and ski tomorrow. So, woke up this morning in Arizona in the desert. We landed about 1 a.m. We'll get to the Karen's parents at 1 a.m. I woke up this morning and just thinking it's interesting. Like I was in Costa Rica yesterday. And I was thinking if we were still in Costa Rica today, this morning, we'd be going down to breakfast. And breakfast is our favorite thing there. By the way, they've got a great breakfast at Anda's Papagayo.
Well,
I just
want to clarify. We love the breakfast. It's not our favorite thing there. Okay. I mean, they do have an amazing breakfast that is prepared and we don't have to do anything. And when I say amazing, I'm talking about every possible food group is presented.
It's my favorite thing.
Okay.
It's not Karen's.
No, I mean.
But anyway, so if we were back in Costa Rica, I was thinking this morning when I woke up, and you were still asleep. I'm sitting there thinking that if we were back in Costa Rica, we'd be walking down to Rio Bongo, which is a restaurant we go to. They have a special table for us down there. That's so sweet.
Pearl's
They'd be
Corner.
like, "Hey guys, what kind of coffee do you want?" They do all kinds of pour overs and chorreadors and almond milk lattes and all this stuff. It's incredible. But my thought was, there's lots of different realities out there in front of you. You have lots of options. So when we're in Costa Rica, it's a whole different world. We have a lot of friends down there. It's a whole different vibe. We woke up and the next morning in Arizona, it's a whole different world there. You get the cactus and the desert and all that's going on. By the way, the same thing is happening today, this morning, back in Costa Rica. That same life is going.
That was exactly my point. Yeah. What I was going to say is that even though we weren't there, all of the things that were happening every morning were still happening. We just weren't there as a recipient of any of it, but it was still going on. And when you think about that, it's kind of a cool, realization that the reality is that, if you think about it long enough, you are kind of there, right? You could be there.
Well, you could be there.
Right.
That's the point. So we're rushing back to Copper Mountain to go ski. Now people were skiing there today when we were in Arizona. The point is, I woke up and had this epiphany. I was telling Karen about it. I looked out the window. I said, "Is it morning?" The moon was so bright. It was just a full day after the full moon, I guess, because we had the full moon when we were in Costa Rica. But it's the same moon looking down at all these potential realities, I guess. When I say potential realities for us or all of us, you can live wherever you want, do whatever you want. We have lots of variations out in front of us, as you guys know. So the epiphany was, whether you're in Costa Rica, Arizona, or Copper Mountain skiing,
or anywhere else in between.
Anywhere else, all that stuff is going on, and you just have to pick which reality you want to be part of and where you want to spend your time. So geographically, with friends, and physically, there's lots of different things going on. And as I looked up at that full moon, it was the same full moon we were looking at Costa Rica. So I was thinking, if you're that moon looking down on all these different areas around the planet, all these opportunities, you can see it all. And just like you can see the space of variations and all the options out there, it's not just geography, though. It's also, mindset. When we yesterday we were in the kayak just trying to crank out one more morning of sun out in the bay before we had to head over the plane. We were talking about Captain, the dog that we lost. Captain passed away, and Karen was a little upset. And I said, he's with us all the time. And, so we went from...
When you flat out told me, I was, teary-eyed. I was missing him because the last time that we were in Costa Rica, we had him out on that kayak, and he just loved it. And so there was another situation where, it was a different time, but it was the same thing. And anyway, Jeffrey said, he's with us all the time, he's going to show you a sign. Literally seconds later, we spotted the most beautiful sea turtle, we love the sea turtles, we love all animals, but we had been looking for the turtles and we hadn't seen them the entire trip until just then.
Well, just then, but my point is, we were looking at, you were upset about Captain, so there's a couple different realities there. You can be upset about the loss, or you can be really positive and upbeat about all the great time we had with him, and he's still with us. I mean, that's two other different realities. So you've got all these geographic realities, and you also have this mindset that's going on. You have the options to switch from all these different flavors of the moment and how you look at things. And to your point, once we kind of shifted the mindset from away from the loss to that he's always with us, and I think that was him kind of showing us that he's still there. The massive sea turtle came up from the depths in front of us, the biggest one we've ever seen. And the rest of the kayak trip was just magical, and I think it was all part of this epiphany that we changed our mindset from
being sad,
the loss to he's with us. And I just feel like the day passed when I walked outside, I felt like he was still with me. Like the sky was bluer, the trees were greener, the air was fresher. I was up at Copper Mountain, and it's a different mentality. But once we kind of had that epiphany, the sea turtles came up. There were a couple of them. We went up further, and the 10 days we were there, I'm looking out at the bay. There's this fish feeding frenzies going on. It's like the water's exploding. It's boiling with fish, and I could see them from a distance. I'm like, I'd like to get the kayak and go out there and see that. Well, after this sea turtles, we actually were in the middle of fish just coming up from everywhere. The water was boiling all around us, so it just happened around the kayak, and the pelicans came in and landed. It was just, it was incredible. Incredible last day.
And perfect last day.
Yeah. But the point is this whole discussion is all around all the options we have. I mean, you can live your life anywhere you want, geographically. Social groups, business, who you hang out with, all that kind of stuff is the point. We were in Costa Rica one morning. The next morning, waking up in the Arizona desert, I'm just thinking, hey, that same thing's going on in Costa Rica. We could have stayed another day. We could still be there. So as you look at the space of variations and all the options out in front of you, it's like, there's all unlimited options in front of us on how we want to live our life. And you just pick one. And whether it's being in Costa Rica or being in New York City, whatever it is, or thinking about the loss of a beloved pet and how much you miss them, or think about all the goodness you had and that they're still with you. It's all a mindset, and your mind is very powerful. So we really have the ability to not only pick where we want to live, but also, more importantly, pick how we perceive all the things that have happened and are happening. I mean, that's the part that I think is most powerful, how you can change from, being upset about an incident like that in tears, one minute, and just flip over to the joy for having him and all of the great times that we had, but also he's still with us.
Exactly.
That's a flip of a switch. So the human mind is very powerful.
Very powerful.
Right. So you basically have all those options out there. So it's very interesting. Love to hear comments from you guys on how you look at this stuff. Reality transurfing kind of paints this picture of space of variations and all the options you have out there. It's basically every flavor of your life. You get to choose your life. It already exists. I guess that was my epiphany. It already exists. We're back in Moab today. We could be in Costa Rica. That's still going on, just like it was the last 10 days. It exists.
Right.
You know,
everything is happening at the same time in different places, and you can be in any one of those places at any given time.
right.
And when you're not physically there, you can be mentally there. I think that's one of the profound thoughts that you were having this morning.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
right?
you have all those physicalities, the differences, but also the mentality and how you view things, and your perception is reality, as I always say, right? I mean, and you know, that's become such a, it's become so crystal clear to me. But you know, I've always said your perception is your reality, meaning that whatever I think about things, that's my reality. Karen may be thinking differently about things, that's her reality. But that's how powerful our brains are and our perception of the world. It's whatever you think it is what it is. That's just the way it works. Pretty wild when you think about that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And there you have it. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from Moab, Utah.
All right, guys. Click off and subscribe. We'd love to have you along for this ride. We've got a lot more to share with you. Thanks.